to 5-Minute Fridays. I am just about to start my 5-minute workout for today. I am using an exercise mat and my jump rope, but you do not need any exercise equipment whatsoever to follow along. There are timestamps in the description box down below the video, so if you would prefer to just skip straight ahead to the workout, you can go ahead and use the chapter markers to do that. But if you would like to see the exercises demonstrated and explained before we begin, let's go ahead and get into that right now. It's going to be very quick because there are only 2 exercises and one of them is jump rope. So I have Victoria here. Victoria is my beautiful silver jump rope with these pretty light pink metallic handles. And if you are wondering where I get my jump ropes, there is a link and a coupon code in the description box down below the video. So click on the link and use coupon code RUDEBECCA to save an additional 10% on your jump rope. The only other exercise I'm doing is an elbow plank. You can do elbow plank, high plank, bear plank, it doesn't matter. The point is that we're just going to be alternating back and forth between some sort of plank variation and either jump rope or some other type of moderate paced cardio. So if you don't have a jump rope, you can jog in place or do high knees. You can do jumping jacks, mountain climbers, pendulum, any kind of moderate paced cardio exercise you want to do will work. Now, if you follow my workouts regularly, this may seem familiar to you because there's a workout that we did last week where we did a segment very similar to this. The exercises were identical, but the intervals were different. But I thought it would make a really good 5-minute workout, so I'm kind of repurposing it for today. So to save myself a lot of time and effort, I'm going to include the tutorial from that workout that we did last year where we were alternating back and forth between our elbow plank and our jump rope. So if you already know how to do a plank correctly, you can skip over the tutorial. But if you are unsure about how to do a plank with the proper form, or if you need some help coming up with ideas for what you can do instead of jump rope, then go ahead and watch this tutorial that I did for last week's workout where we were doing these same 2 exercises. First, let's start with our plank exercise. So again, you can do a high plank if you want. I'm going to be doing an elbow plank. So again, I'm using my mat just so that it's more comfortable. I'm going to place my palms and my forearms on the mat like this. And then from here, I'm just going to step my feet back so that I'm in a plank position. And that's it, we're just holding plank. Remember these 3 bullet points. Number 1, you want to keep your head in line with your spine. Number 2, shoulders away from the ears. And number 3, you want to make sure your back stays flat. So number 1, head in line with the spine. If you imagine standing with your back up against a wall, and then just imagine what it would feel like to gently press your head into the wall. That's where you want your head, perfectly in line with your spine, and you want to make sure that it stays there. Okay, so especially as you fatigue, you might find that it starts to get a little challenging to keep your head in line with your spine, and you might find that your head starts to drop down towards the mat like this. Do your best to keep your head in line with your spine. You do not need to overcorrect by hyperextending your neck and kind of jutting your chin out. You just want your head perfectly up and down in line with your spine like that, and then you want it to stay there. The second thing, shoulders away from the ears. So you want to make sure that you're not allowing your shoulders to be hunched up by your ears. And again, as you fatigue, you might find that you kind of start to sink down into your shoulders like this, and your shoulders are going to end up hunched up by your ears. So to fix that, you want to really press into the mat. Press into the mat with your palms and your forearms and your elbows so that you're pressing yourself up as high as you can get in that plank position, and your shoulders are away from your ears. And then flat back, that's our 3rd bullet point. So what you're trying to avoid is an arch in your back. And again, this gets more and more challenging as you fatigue. So make sure that you are not allowing your hips or your belly to start drooping down towards the mat like this. That's causing an arch in my back, and we want a flat back. So the solution here is to really tighten up your abs. Imagine someone's about to come along and punch you in the stomach, and you're bracing for that impact. So you want to really, really tighten your abs and use your ab muscles to lift your hips up high and keep them high. All right, so you want a flat back. If your hips are slightly elevated like this, that's not terrible. In this position, my back is still flat, so you're not going to hurt yourself if your hips are slightly elevated, but it's not ideal. What you're going for is that one perfectly straight line from your heels all the way to the crown of your head. So you want to be visualizing that your body is literally a plank of wood. Straight line, that's what you want to achieve and that's what you want to maintain, okay? So just remember those 3 bullet points. Number 1, keep your head in line with your spine. Number 2, keep your shoulders away from your ears. And number 3, keep your back flat. All right, and if you want to do a high plank, it's the same thing. The only difference is that instead of having your forearms on the mat, you're going to have just your palms on the mat. So start by spreading out all 10 fingers as wide as you can. Place your hands on the mat directly underneath your shoulders and then step your feet back and follow all of the same bullet points, okay? So head in line with the spine. Don't allow your head to droop down towards the mat like this. Don't overcorrect by hyperextending your neck. Head in line with the spine. Don't sink into your shoulders. Press the ground away from you. Push yourself up as high as you can so that your shoulders are away from your ears. Tighten up those ab muscles and make sure your hips are lifted high. Keep them lifted nice and high. Don't allow your hips or your belly to droop down towards the mat like this, causing your back to arch. Lift your hips high and keep them high. So again, your goal is to have your body in one straight line from your heels all the way to your shoulders and really all the way to the crown of your head. All right, so elbow plank or high plank, either is fine. I actually find elbow plank a lot more challenging to hold, but we're all different, so you pick whatever one works for you. And then the only other thing I'm doing is just jump rope. So if you do not have a jump rope, you could be doing any other type of cardio exercise. So you can just jog in place or do jumping jacks or high knees or something like that, okay? So if you're jumping rope with me, any style of jump rope you want to do is fine. I always kind of jog in place like this while I'm jumping rope. But if you are more comfortable jumping with your feet together, fine, jump with your feet together. If you're really good at jump rope and you want to challenge yourself, then you can do jump rope jacks or high knees or twist jumps, okay? It doesn't matter. Any type of moderate pace cardio you want to do. So if you're jumping rope, it could be any style of jump rope. That is absolutely fine. You can also just, like I said, yeah, jog in place or do high knees or jumping jacks, or you can pantomime jumping rope. That's another option. They actually sell ropeless jump ropes. It's really just 2 handles that you hold onto with no rope in between. So you just kind of pantomime jumping rope. So you're jumping over an imaginary rope. Now, if you want to invest in one of those, I think that's a great idea. If you're going to be following my workouts regularly, you'll get a ton of use out of something like that because I incorporate a lot of jump rope into my workouts. However, if you want to save your money, I don't think that something like that is strictly necessary. If you find it helpful to hold on to handles, then absolutely, it's a great investment. But if you're already jumping over an imaginary rope, I really think you can probably do that while holding on to imaginary handles. So my personal recommendation would be to probably just save your money. You can always just hold on to imaginary handles while you jump over your imaginary rope, just pantomime jumping rope, and that works. So that's it, that's all we're doing today, just elbow plank and jump rope. Now here's the format. I have my timer set for 2 intervals. The first interval is 15 seconds and the second interval is 45 seconds. That adds up to 1 minute, so we're doing 5 rounds of those 2 intervals. There is no rest interval. The 15-second interval with each round is for your elbow plank. And then the 45-second interval is for jump rope. You're going to complete as many revolutions with your jump rope as you can during that 45-second interval. So we are holding elbow plank for 15 seconds, and then we are jumping rope for 45 seconds, and we're just going to do that 5 times. That is our 5-minute workout for today. So if you are ready to begin, go ahead and grab a jump rope if you have one, and if you are jumping rope with me today, grab an exercise mat or a yoga mat. If you are doing a high plank or a bear plank maybe, or if you're working out on a carpeted floor or on grass, you may not need anything, but if you are doing elbow plank with me, you are most likely going to be more comfortable with something soft beneath you. So if you don't have a mat, a towel will definitely suffice. You can fold it up a few times just so that you have a little bit of protection for your arms and your elbows. It's going to make you a lot more comfortable. But if you do have an exercise mat or a yoga mat, that is ideal. So go ahead and get that ready, and then pause the video, get dressed, meet me right back here. We're going to do a quick 5-minute warm up together, and then we'll get our 5-minute workout done together. So as soon as you're ready, let's get started with our warm up. You're going to begin by just allowing your head to fall towards one shoulder. Place your hand on top of your head and just rest it there. You're not actively pulling your ear down towards your shoulder. Your arm is completely relaxed and you're just letting gravity do all the work of gently stretching the other side of your neck. We're going to switch sides, so you're going to let go with your hand. You're going to allow your head to fall towards the opposite shoulder. Place your hand on top of your head and just rest it there. Your arm is completely relaxed and your shoulders are relaxed. So make sure your shoulders aren't creeping up by your ears. Shoulders should be down away from the ears. Next, we're going to do some head rolls. So you're going to start by just allowing your chin to fall to your chest and then to your opposite shoulder and back. And each time you roll your head, just start feeling your head and your torso get heavier and heavier. Your arms are loose like a rag doll, and you're just allowing your entire torso to fall in front of you. Now we're going to do some shoulder rolls. So just rolling the shoulders back. Make big circles with your shoulders. Really explore your full range of motion. Next, we're going to do arm circles, but we're going to start small with our arm circles. So you're going to extend your arms out to the side and start by making small circles, but little by little, as the interval progresses, you're going to start making your circles bigger and bigger until finally you are exploring your full range of motion, making those circles as big as you possibly can. Next, you're going to bend your knees, sweep your hands down in front of you, and stretch out to the ceiling as you straighten your legs. Each time you bend your knees, you're expanding your range of motion a little more, sinking deeper and deeper into that squat. And next we're going to lunge. So keep your feet right where they are, a little more than shoulder width apart. We're just going to lunge side to side, nice and easy. And then you can add the arms. With each lunge, you're reaching across your body like you're trying to throw your arm across the room. Next, we're going to march. So step the feet in and just march, keeping the knees low at first. But gradually, as the interval progresses, you're going to start driving your knees up higher and higher towards your chest until finally you're driving your knees up as high as you can towards your chest. Feel a nice little stretch in your glutes. We're going to do the same thing with a nice light jog. So starting with the knees low, and then you're going to gradually start driving the knees up higher and higher towards the chest, until you're driving your knees up as high as they can go. Next is booty kicks. So this is still just a nice light jog, but with each step, you're bringing your foot up behind you, trying to kick yourself in the booty with your heel. For this next one, you may need to hold on to a chair or something for support. If not, you can just have your hands on your hips. You're going to transfer your weight into one leg. Pick up the other foot and just start swinging the leg. Swing it to the front, swing it behind you nice and loose. We're going to switch sides. So you'll put this foot down, transfer your weight again, pick up the other foot, and just swing the leg in front of you, swing it behind you. You can start low and then gradually start expanding your range of motion. Next, we're going to put this foot down, transfer your weight again, extend this leg out in front of you, and just bring the leg around and behind you, making a little semicircle. Starting low, but then with each semicircle, I'm lifting my leg higher and higher, and then finally I'm going to drive the knee up in front of me and guide it around with my hand for a hip circle, other side. So extend the leg out in front, draw it around and behind you, lifting the leg higher and higher each time you make that semicircle. And then for the last couple of reps, driving the knee up in front of you and doing a hip circle, using your hand to guide your knee around and behind you. And we're going to finish off with a hamstring stretch. Doing your best to keep your back flat. So if you use the wall, the way I'm using this post, you could also use a chair or a bar stool or a bench or something. It just helps you to keep your back flat, makes it a little bit more comfortable getting into the stretch. And it might make it a little bit more accessible for you, but that's it. That's our 5-minute warm-up. All right, I'm ready to go. Victoria is ready to go. So as soon as you are ready to go, let's go ahead and get right into the workout. So we are holding elbow plank for 15 seconds, then we're going to jump rope for 45 seconds. We'll do that 5 times, and that is our 5-minute workout. So as soon as you are ready, here we go. I'm starting my timer in 3, 2, 1, and go. Starting with your elbow plank. So make sure your head is in line with your spine. You're pressing the ground away from you. Shoulders are away from the ears. Make sure your hips are lifted nice and high, and your abs should be super strong and tight and engaged. Now grab the jump rope as quickly as you can. We're starting our first 45-second jump rope interval. So inevitably you're going to lose a few seconds off of each interval because it's going to take a few seconds to move from one exercise to the next. But there's no designated rest interval. So the point is just to move as quickly as you can so that you lose as little time as possible off of each work interval. Just do your best. Okay, right back down to our elbow plank. Holding here for 15 seconds. As quickly as you can, grab the jump rope. If you're jumping rope with me, if you don't have a jump rope, you can just pantomime jumping rope. That's fine. You can jog in place. You can do high knees or jumping jacks, mountain climbers, pendulum, any kind of moderate paced cardio exercise that you can sustain for 45-second intervals. Whatever works for you. Okay, back down into elbow plank. As you fatigue, it's going to be tempting to let your hips and your belly droop. Don't let that happen. Make sure your back stays flat. Keep those hips lifted high. Okay, grabbing the jump rope. I always kind of jog in place while I'm jumping rope. But any style of jump rope you want to do is fine. If you prefer to jump with your feet together, jump with your feet together. If you're really, really good at jump rope, you can do something more challenging. I suck at jump rope, so I keep it simple. Elbow plank. You can be doing a high plank if you prefer, or bear plank. Any plank variation you want to do is fine. I actually find it a lot more difficult to hold an elbow plank than a high plank, but everybody's different, so just do what works for you. don't have my phone where I can see it, so I'm not sure, but I think this is our last round, yeah? This is at least round 4. I think this might be round 5 already, so we're on the home stretch. So let's really push. If you trip over your jump rope, like I do all the time. All right, that's it. That's our 5 minutes. We made it. But what I was starting to say is that if you find you're tripping a lot over your jump rope, it's fine. Just remember you're out here, you're doing the reps, you're working hard, you're getting your heart rate up, so it's all good. Just do your best, and remember that your best is always good enough. So let your best be good enough. Nicely done. That was a challenging little 5-minute workout. We are not quite finished yet. No workout of mine is ever complete until we have done our bonus burpee. So we have just 1 rep left to go. But first, whenever I do a workout that includes jump rope, as so many of my workouts do, in addition to my bonus burpee, I also like to do a bonus set of 100 with my jump rope, meaning 100 revolutions of the rope. This is completely optional, but if you would like to join me, any style of jump rope you want to do is fine. We're just counting 100 revolutions of the rope. So when you're ready, here we go. Counting like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that is 100. All right, so that's our little jump rope bonus. And now we have just 1 rep left to go. Let's go ahead and do our bonus burpee together, and then the workout will be officially complete. So as soon as you are ready, here we go. Final rep of the day. All right, with that, the workout is now officially complete. So if you managed to hang in there with me for the entire 5 minutes, amazing job. Sometimes these little 5-minute workouts are a lot more challenging than they look. So I invite you to try this one and let me know what you think. If you did this little 5-minute workout with me today, thank you so much. Please let me know what you thought of it and how you did. Thank you to everyone who has been working out with me lately. And even if you are not doing the workouts with me, thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for liking and sharing the videos. Thank you so much for all of your wonderful and supportive and engaging comments. It truly does mean the world to me. Thank you to all of my new subscribers. If you are not subscribed already, please subscribe. And of course, a great big thank you to those of you who have been subscribed to my channel for years. Please know that I appreciate you all so very much. Just a quick reminder that if you have any questions about the format of today's workout, how everything fits together, if you have any questions about the exercises that we were doing today, if you have any doubts about how to do the exercises with the correct form, or if you need any help with equipment-free substitutions or beginner modifications, I am right here to help. So please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. If you enjoy these little 5-minute workouts and you would like to see more of them, please remember that I have an entire playlist of 5-minute workouts on my channel. I will link it right there, and we will be continuing to do these 5-minute Fridays every week for the foreseeable future. So that means that I will be continuing to bring you at least one new 5-minute workout a week every week for the foreseeable future. That is going to do it for today. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone, and I will see you all on Monday. Bye.